Hello viewers, I'm Khalil Ahmed. Mineral sector plays a vital role in the economic development of many countries. To discuss the mineral sector of Pakistan, I am joined by Shamsuddin Shaikh, Chairman, Pakistan Mineral Development Corporation. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, as far as the mineral sector is concerned, it plays a significant role, in terms of economic development of many countries. We look at many countries like China, Italy, Brazil. You name the countries, and there are so many countries which have really developed economically through mineral resources. What about the mineral landscape in Pakistan?
Thank you very much for inviting me. Pakistan has got large number of minerals. Pakistan has been blessed, especially our province of Balochistan and Gilgit-Baltistan have got lots of minerals. Sindh also has got coal. Punjab has got iron ore. But especially if you would like to talk about minerals and large-scale mining, then there are two places which are significant. One is Balochistan, by far ahead of any other place. And then we have Gilgit-Baltistan for metallic mining. Whereas the coal is concerned, it's available in Balochistan, it's available in Sindh, and it is available in Punjab.
Right, as far as the coal deposits are concerned, generally they are in the western part of Pakistan near the Afghan border, and people say that majority of the mines over there are unregulated, which really create problems, in terms of diseases also, like miners, they have asthma, they have so many other diseases like blindness and other diseases. So what must be done to ensure that these mines are regulated?
Most of the mines in Pakistan, so you can divide mining in two sectors. One is the large scale mining and one is the small scale mining. Coal mostly is done in small scale mining. Only large scale mining for coal is in Sindh, where you have got Thar Block 1 and Block 2 and some places in Balochistan. So these are all small mines, and most of the mining sector in Pakistan, especially the small mining sector, is all unregulated. So the government needs to make sure that these are regulated. Not only you talk about diseases, but these are very, very unsafe mines. So if you would see the newspapers and stuff, every other day we hear people dying in those mines. The mines, for various reasons, they have not been engineered well, they are not ventilated well, they have not been engineered well, and because of that lots of people die. Every year we have like more than 100 people dying in our mines. It's just because they are not regulated. So what government needs to do, government has got regulations and stuff. Number one, they are very, very old regulations, so they all need to be redone according to the modern mining methods. And secondly, these need to be implemented. All the old laws that we have, even they are very old, outdated, but they are not implemented at all.
I understand. So Pakistan, as far as Pakistan's mineral deposits are concerned, Pakistan is well endowed with the mineral resources. Like you look at salt mines, Pakistan is the country where second largest salt mines are there. Then coal deposits, second largest coal deposits of the world. Then we look at copper and gold, fifth largest copper and gold reserves are there. But what about the exploitation of all these minerals?
The problem with mining sector is, or the requirement of the mining sector is long term. It's not something that you can invest in the morning and start making the money in the evening. For example, if you look at Reko Diq, the first dollar was spent in Reko Diq in 1995, and the first dollar that would be made, hopefully inshallah, would be in 2030, so after 35 years. If you look at Thar, in Thar also the Thar coals were discovered in year 2000 or even before that. Anglo started working on it in 2008, and the first dollar that Anglo made, they spent first dollar in 2008, and the first dollar that they made was 2020, so after 12 years. Reko Diq after 35 years. So it takes long time, and this is something that in Pakistani investors, they don't like to invest for a long term. Because of number of reasons. Number one reason is that we are not willing to take risk, long-term risk, because the government does not have coherent policies. The government keeps on changing its policies, and hence nobody wants to invest money long-term in Pakistan. Pakistanis by nature are short-term people, and mining is a long-term thing. So for that, government has to do its part. So as far as the government is concerned, government needs to do the regional exploration. That's how the world does it. They go into the region, they do exploration, they do remote sensing, they do geocamps and stuff like that, and build a regional database where they say that this area may have something, this area may have something, this area may have something. So they do the regional part. And then through a transparent process, they allot these lands to different interested parties which have got background in mining. And then once this is done, then these companies come and do the exploration. And this exploration, as I explained, takes 7 to 8 to 10 years. For large scale mining, it takes 7 to 10 years. And the policy through which these guys are brought into the system, or they are made to invest into the system, those policies remain there. In Pakistan, no regional exploration has been done. All the regional exploration data that is available is not reliable. And then the policies that are available are also not reliable. So there are a number of issues around mining. Because of that, mining has not been successful. Look at Africa, look at Congo. A country like Congo, so much investment has gone. There are so many neighboring countries of Congo. I've been to Congo, I've seen how they do coal mines, they do copper mines, they do cobalt mines, they do all a sort of mines, but their policy has been very, very consistent. So till the time we don't do full-scale exploration of our country, do not build those geological databases, and then do not invite people, then third thing which is also very important is security. If the country is not secure, if the investor does not feel, so today I am going to invest in Balochistan, and if Balochistan, I do not feel that Balochistan is secure, I can go to any areas, how would I go and invest billions of rupees if I am not secure? So you need geological investigations by the government, then a transparent process to allot those areas to people, the complete policy, fiscal policies, how the mining will take care, and then security. All these things put together will let mines come into Pakistan, investment, big mining companies would come into Pakistan.
Right, talking about Rekodik in Balochistan, like Rekodik is near the border of Afghanistan and Iran, and if we talk about copper and gold reserves over there, copper of course is quite significant for lithium batteries and for green energy development, which is the buzzword these days. So how significant is it for particularly foreign direct investment? We have seen that Saudi Arabia has exhibited interest in terms of investment in Rekodik. Like we know also that Barrick Gold also was welcoming this particular investment. Like earlier we knew that a pledge of around $5 billion by Saudi Arabia was made, but at least $1 billion are being invested very shortly. So how do you see this?
Yeah, Rekodik is world's biggest copper and gold unexplored mine. You know the history of Rekodik. Rekodik was discovered in '95. Then the number of companies moved from one company to the other. In 2010, a feasibility study was done, submitted by Barrick Gold and Antofagasta together. It was submitted, and it was rejected by the government for frivolous reasons. And then in 2019, International Court for Settlement of Industrial Disputes, ICID, gave a $6 billion penalty against Pakistan, biggest penalty that has been given by the courts, just because we made a mistake in 2010. There is no doubt about that we were on mistake, we had committed a mistake. Because of that, the penalty was imposed. Now Barrick has come back, so the project is with 50% with Barrick, 25% with Balochistan, and 25% with Government of Pakistan. OGDCL, PPL and GHPL has got 25%. Now government wants to sell 10 to 15% of the Government of Pakistan share to Saudis, which they have been talking about it for a year and a half, now maybe more, almost 2 years. It has not still met the success. Saudis are still not here. We do hear from the press that they want to come, but there must be some reason that they have still not been able to come. We hope that they do come. But please also imagine that if you give your assets to all foreign companies, so for example, you have given this to Barrick 50% and 10% or 15% to Madan or the Saudi company, then 60 to 65% will be out. Now, 60
and Barrick is unwilling to move from like 50%.
No, they
It
are
wants
not willing to reduce their shareholding from 50 to whatever percentage they want to maintain, and then Saudis will have it to 65.
and
So all
the stake which we would be handing over to Saudi Arabia will be from PPL and OGDC, right?
and GHPL, yes, the federal government entity. So they would give 10 to 15% to those guys, which is fine in a way. But then you can imagine that 60 to 65% of all the dividends of this project will go abroad. So how much will government of Pakistan make? How government of Balochistan will make? This is not the ideal way
So
of
what
doing
must
it.
be done?
So now this project has been done. So all these agreements have been done. But learning from this agreement, we need to make our Pakistani investors interested in mining. We need to we need to tell them how mining is done, how these things can be done, and how money can be invested, how risks can be mitigated. So the best way in Pakistan to work is a public-private partnership. So government should be there as a participant. The private sector should be there as a participant, and if the Pakistani private sector does not have the capacity or the capability, technical or financial, then you should also bring in foreign partners. But the foreign partner should come at 25-30% as an investor, as an operator, obviously depending on the project and technicalities and finances. All the three parties should be there. So like for example, Thar has got 50% government of Pakistan. It has got 45% Pakistani private sector, and 5% of it is in foreign. But Pakistani private sector in 45%, by taking 45%, they are also the operators and in charge of the project. They are managing the project. And Block 2 Thar is probably the best project which has been done in Pakistan, which is a public-private partnership together with a foreign partner. This is the best way for Pakistan to move and do more projects where they bring in foreign parties, they bring in Pakistani investors to manage, and the government to take the risk part of the project.
Right. When we talk about the mineral exploration, we do talk about Australia, we talk about Brazil, we talk about China, Italy, Turkey. These are the countries. Like there are so many countries which import minerals, then they add value to it and export it also. So for that, of course, a couple of things are required. Like number one, that they should be having the equipment which is mandatory for that. In addition to that, of course, the investment. So where does Pakistan stand in terms of these things?
It's just not right to compare ourselves with Australias of this world and the Europe of this world, or America for this world, or for example Chile, which is the biggest copper exporter of this world. So they are different countries. They have managed. They are far ahead of us. So what we are doing, or at least in Recordec case, the product will not be taken to the final shape, but in 25% ore concentrate, it would be exported. What we suggest and what we always advocate, that a smelter plant should be installed in Pakistan so that 100% of copper can be processed over here. And once it is processed and 100% copper, pure copper is available, then the copper will be used and lots of downstream industries will come in Pakistan. So it is, if you cannot afford, then it is something different. But we should try and process copper as much as possible in Pakistan. In neighboring project Sandak, 85% or 80%, up to 80% is purified in copper shape, and then it goes out of Pakistan. But whereas in Recordec, only 25 to 30%, it will be taken to 25-30%, and then rest of it will be purified abroad.
Your advice for the Pakistan government and of course for the people who are willing to invest in Pakistan's mineral sectors, in mining sector?
So the policy for the government, the number one advice would be to do the regional geology so that we know what is available. There are many areas in Pakistan which are unexplored. Lots of areas in Balochistan, KP, Gilgit-Baltistan, are tribal areas, lots of places in Sindh. Punjab, I'm not really sure it has been explored. But number one, exploration should be done. Every country does its exploration. They have the regional map. They know where is what. At least what is the prospect of a metal at any place. So that we know. So that's number one. Number two, there has to be a transparent policy of allotment of these areas to different interested parties. So there are many ways of it, like if you look at Saudi, they have got a very, very excellent way of how do they give the areas. Areas are auctioned. First geology is done, then areas are auctioned. Over here, no area is auctioned, or very, very few in KP and stuff. Some areas are being auctioned, but otherwise the areas are not being auctioned. They are being given on first come, first serve basis. They are being given on influence basis. They are given for many other reasons other than merit. These areas are allotted. So these there are times this policy needs to be there, that how area should be allotted. Then there has to be a fiscal policy. What sort of incentives are being given? Is this being considered as special economic zone or export processing zone or some other policy, whatever it's being done? What would be the duties? What would be the taxes long term? What would be the royalty long term? Not for the 2 years the royalty would be this much and then after 2 years you would change the policy or custom policy or stuff like that. Like I told you, in mining we take 8 to 10 years to develop a project, even more. So I need to know all those policies before I would decide to invest into the system. So that needs to be done, and so government needs to first do the geology, then have rules and regulations, then have a fiscal regime to make sure that the mining is successful in Pakistan.
I understand. It's really wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching.